Most people say they want to be rich, but very few are actually willing to give up the habits that keep them poor. We live in a world where everyone talks about success, money, freedom, and luxury, but almost nobody talks about what you must avoid to truly get there. Because becoming rich isn't only about what you do, it's also about what you stop doing. If you really want to build wealth, not just dream about it, then this message is for you. Today, we're talking about the things that silently destroy your chances of success, the habits, mindsets, and behaviors that look harmless but keep people stuck for life. Listen carefully, because one of these mistakes alone can keep you broke forever. Let's start with the first thing you must avoid if you want to be rich. The first thing you must avoid is living without a long-term vision. Most people wake up every day with no clear direction. They go to work, come home, scroll on their phone, sleep, and repeat. They are busy, but they are not building anything. And being busy is not the same as being productive. Rich people think in years. Poor people think in days. If you don't know where you want to be financially in 5 or 10 years, your money decisions will always be emotional, random, and short-term. You'll spend instead of invest. You'll consume instead of create. You'll choose comfort instead of growth. A clear vision gives you power. It tells you when to say no. It helps you avoid distractions. It keeps you focused when motivation fades. Without a vision, you don't control your life. Life controls you. And remember this, if you don't design your future, someone else will design it for you. The second thing you must avoid is trying to look rich instead of becoming rich. This is one of the biggest traps in modern society. People buy expensive clothes, luxury phones, fancy cars, and branded shoes, not because they can afford them, but because they want approval. They want to impress people who don't even care. Real wealth is quiet. Fake wealth is loud. The rich don't waste money trying to prove something. They understand that money is a tool, not a trophy. Every dollar spent on unnecessary status is a dollar not invested into freedom. If you're always upgrading your lifestyle before upgrading your income, you're moving backward. Ask yourself this question honestly. Are you buying things to build your future or to impress strangers? Because the people you're trying to impress today will not pay your bills tomorrow. The third thing you must avoid is depending on a single source of income. One paycheck is not security. It's risk. Most people believe that a stable job is the safest path. But history has proven this again and again. Jobs can disappear overnight. Companies shut down. Industries change. Technology replaces people. Wealthy people don't rely on one stream of income. They build multiple streams, businesses, investments, skills, side hustles, digital assets. You don't need 10 incomes. You need 2 or 3 strong ones at work even when you're tired. Depending on one income keeps you obedient. It limits your choices. It forces you to tolerate situations you hate because you're afraid to lose stability. True wealth gives you options, and options come from multiple income streams. The fourth thing you must avoid is hanging around people who think small. Your environment shapes your mindset more than you realize. If everyone around you complains about money, hates successful people, and believes rich people are lucky or evil, that mindset will slowly become yours. You cannot build a millionaire mindset in a room full of excuses. This doesn't mean you abandon your friends. It means you become aware of influence. You start spending more time with people who challenge you, inspire you, and think bigger than you. If your circle doesn't talk about growth, ideas, business, or improvement, you need a new circle, because success is contagious, but so is failure. The fifth thing you must avoid is waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. People delay their dreams waiting for more money, more confidence, more knowledge, or more support. But the truth is, clarity comes from action, not thinking. Every successful person started before they were ready. If you wait until everything is perfect, you'll wait forever. Start messy. Start scared. Start small. But start. Time is your most valuable asset. And the longer you delay, the more expensive your dreams become. Right now, millions of people are watching opportunities pass by because they're afraid of failure. But here's the truth no one tells you. Failure is not the opposite of success. Quitting is. If you can avoid these mistakes, you immediately put yourself ahead of the majority. And this is just the beginning, because the next things you must avoid are even more dangerous. Backhand index pointing right end this section with a short pause, slow background music rise, and a strong hook line like, "Stay with me," because what comes next might completely change how you think about money. The sixth thing you must avoid if you want to be rich is trading time for money forever. Most people are stuck in a system where their income is limited by hours. If they don't work, they don't get paid. And no matter how hard they work, there is a ceiling they can never cross. This is one of the biggest reasons people stay broke. Time is limited. Money is not. When you only earn by the hour, you are selling your life piece by piece. Wealthy people understand this early. They focus on leverage, systems, businesses, investments, and assets that generate income without constant effort. This doesn't mean you quit your job tomorrow. It means you stop relying on it as your only plan. Ask yourself, what can I build today that will still pay me 5 years from now? Because real wealth is not about working harder. It's about working smarter and building assets that work for you. The seventh thing you must avoid is ignoring financial education. Schools teach you how to work for money, but they don't teach you how money works. Most people don't understand taxes, investing, inflation, or debt. They earn money but don't know how to keep it, grow it, or protect it. That's why some people make a lot of money and still end up broke. Rich people are students of money. They read books, watch content, learn from mentors, and constantly improve their financial intelligence. Money follows knowledge. If you don't understand money, you'll always be a slave to it. And here's the hard truth. No one is coming to save you. You are responsible for your financial future. Another dangerous mistake you must avoid is letting fear control your decisions. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of losing money. Fear keeps people stuck in average lives. Every investment, business, or opportunity comes with risk. But avoiding all risk is the biggest risk of all. The richest people in the world are not fearless. They are fear managers. They act despite fear. They know that pain is temporary, but regret lasts forever. If you let fear decide your future, you'll always choose safety over growth, and safety never made anyone rich. You must also avoid confusing entertainment with progress. Scrolling for hours, binge-watching shows, consuming content with no purpose. Entertainment is not bad, but when it replaces growth, it becomes dangerous. Every hour wasted is an hour you can never get back. While you're entertained, someone else is learning, building, investing, and creating. Success doesn't require you to work 24/7, but it does require discipline. Small daily improvements compound into massive results. Another habit that keeps people poor is blaming others for their situation. The economy, the government, the boss, the system. Blame feels good, but it changes nothing. Wealth begins with responsibility. The moment you take full ownership of your life, you regain control. Successful people focus on solutions, not excuses. Your past may not be your fault, but your future is your responsibility. If you truly want to be rich, you must avoid short-term pleasure at the cost of long-term success. Easy choices lead to hard lives. Hard choices lead to easy lives. Most people choose comfort today and pay for it tomorrow. The rich choose discipline today so they can enjoy freedom later. Every decision you make is a vote for the future you want. Choose wisely. Let this sink in. You don't need luck. You don't need connections. You don't need permission. You need awareness, discipline, and action. Avoid these habits, and you separate yourself from the crowd. And remember this. Your bank account is a reflection of your habits, not your dreams. Stay focused. Stay hungry. And never stop building. Listen to me carefully. If you truly want to be rich, you must avoid being comfortable with average. Average is dangerous. Average feels safe. Average slowly kills ambition. Most people don't fail, they settle. They settle for a job they hate. They settle for bills they barely manage. They settle for dreams they never chase. And then one day, they wake up old, tired, and full of regret. Rich people are allergic to average. They are obsessed with improvement. They refuse to stay the same. While others relax, they upgrade. While others complain, they execute. Comfort is the enemy of progress. The moment life becomes easy, growth stops. Another thing you must avoid is talking more than you work. Dream talk is cheap. Everyone has ideas. Everyone has plans. Everyone says, one day I'll do this, one day I'll do that. But rich people move in silence. They don't announce their goals. They show results. They understand that execution beats motivation every single time. Talking gives your brain a false sense of achievement. Work gives you real progress. Stop explaining your vision to people who don't understand it. Start building until results speak for you. You must also avoid chasing quick money. Fast money usually leaves faster. Scams, shortcuts, hype investments, and get rich quick schemes destroy more lives than poverty itself. Real wealth is built slowly, consistently, and intelligently. Compound interest, skills, businesses, long-term investments. It's boring at first, and that's why most people quit. But boring is where millionaires are made. If it sounds too easy, it's probably a trap. Here's one that hurts, but it's true. Avoid trying and please everyone. You cannot be rich and liked by everyone. The moment you think differently, they'll judge you. The moment you work harder, they'll call you obsessed. The moment you succeed, they'll say you changed. Let them talk. Every successful person was criticized before they were respected. If you need approval, you'll never reach your full potential. Focus on progress, not opinions. Avoid underestimating small habits. Big success is not built overnight. It's built by what you do every single day. How you spend your mornings. How you use your free time. What you watch. What you listen to. Who you learn from. Small habits compound, just like money. 1 hour a day for 5 years can change your entire life. But most people waste that hour scrolling and then wonder why nothing changes. Let me be real with you. No one is coming to save you. Your family won't. Your friends won't. The government won't. If you want a different life, you must become a different person. And that transformation starts with discipline. Discipline to wake up early. Discipline to learn when others sleep. Discipline to say no to distractions. Discipline to keep going when motivation disappears. If you feel uncomfortable listening to this, good. That means growth is happening. Because comfort never changed a life. Pressure does. And right now you have a choice. Stay where you are or rise. This is not motivation. This is a warning. Avoid these behaviors or they will steal your future. Your dream life is expensive. Stop paying for it with excuses. Let me ask you something and be honest with yourself. If nothing changes in your life, if your income stays the same, if your habits stay the same, if your mindset stays the same, where will you be 5 years from now? Most people never ask this question seriously, and that's exactly why most people stay stuck. See, wealth doesn't come from wishing. It comes from decisions. And the most dangerous decision you can make is deciding to stay the same. If you truly want to be rich, you must avoid one final thing at all costs, wasting your potential. Because potential and use becomes regret. You were not born to struggle forever. You were not born just to pay bills, survive weekends, and repeat the same year over and over again. You have more inside you than you're using right now. More ideas, more strength, more intelligence, more capability. But potential doesn't care about your excuses. It only responds to action. And here's the hard truth. Talent without discipline is nothing. Some of the most talented people in the world are broke. Some of the smartest people are unhappy. Some of the most capable people never succeed. Why? Because they never committed. Rich people are not special. They don't have superpowers. They don't have perfect lives. They don't always know what they're doing. What they do have is standards. They have standards for how they spend time, standards for who they listen to, standards for how they respond to problems, standards for what they tolerate, and what they don't. They don't negotiate with laziness. They don't argue with discipline. They don't wait for motivation. They move, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Most people think success comes from big moments. One big break, one viral moment, one lucky opportunity. That's a lie. Success is built in boring moments. The mornings when you don't feel like waking up. The nights when no one is watching. The days when progress feels invisible. That's where wealth is created. Behind the scenes. In silence. With consistency. Let me tell you something important. You don't need to know everything to start. You don't need confidence. Confidence comes after action. You don't need permission. No one gave it to the successful. You don't need perfect conditions. They don't exist. You just need courage for one step. Then another. Then another. Momentum will meet you halfway. If you want to be rich, avoid this mindset forever. I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow is the favorite word of people who never win. Tomorrow turns into next week. Next week turns into next year. And next year turns into regret. The clock is always ticking. Every day you delay, someone else takes your spot. Someone else starts a business. Someone else learns a skill. Someone else builds the audience. Someone else invests early. And later, they look lucky. But it wasn't luck. It was action. You must also avoid living a life designed by fear. Fear will tell you to play small. Fear will tell you to stay quiet. Fear will tell you to be realistic. But fear has never built a legacy. Everything you want is on the other side of discomfort. Every level up in life requires a new version of you. The old habits won't take you to the new income. The old mindset won't take you to the new lifestyle. The old circle won't take you to the new future. Something must change. And that something is you. Let's get something clear. Being rich is not about money. Money is just a reward. Being rich is about freedom. Freedom to choose how you live. Freedom to choose where you work. Freedom to choose who you become. Freedom to help your family. Freedom to walk away from what drains you. Money gives you options, and options give you power. But that power comes with responsibility. You must be willing to outgrow people. You must be willing to be misunderstood. You must be willing to sacrifice comfort, because the road to wealth is lonely before it's respected. At first, no one believes in you. Then they doubt you. Then they criticize you. Then they watch you. And one day, they ask how you did it. Let me speak directly to you right now. If you're watching this and feeling something inside, that pressure, that fire, that voice saying, I'm meant for more, don't ignore it. That's not motivation. That's intuition. That's your future calling you. And if you ignore it long enough, it stops calling. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be relentless. Relentless with learning. Relentless with discipline. Relentless with improvement. Relentless with execution. 1 year of focused effort can change your entire life, but only if you stop doing the things that keep you poor. So let's bring this home. If you want to be rich, avoid living without vision, chasing status instead of assets, relying on one income, listening to small minds, waiting for perfect timing, trading time for money forever, ignoring financial education, fear-driven decisions, comfort addiction, short-term pleasure, excuses, and wasted potential. Avoid these, and you give yourself a real chance. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not next month, not someday. Now, decide who you're going to be. Decide what you're no longer willing to tolerate. Decide that average is no longer acceptable. Because the life you want is not far away. It's just on the other side of discipline. Remember this, and remember it forever. Your future is watching you right now. What will it see? Someone who stayed the same, or someone who decided to rise?